In this video, we're going to look at spam. What causes an email to be considered spam, and how you can protect yourself from being taken advantage of by spam. So spam is basically unwanted email. But there are different classes of spam, from actual advertisements, just broadcast advertisements that somebody's hoping that they can get your attention with and get you to buy something, to emails that are pretending to be advertisements, and they're really just trying to collect to see if you've got a valid email. They're trying to collect your email address. And one of the ways that they do that is by getting a response from you, whether it is a response in the email that says if you want to unsubscribe. I'm clicking on this email as I'm talking. To unsubscribe from receiving further emails from this advertiser, click here. Visit here. That's a bit of a clue right there. But clicking on that link is almost certainly not going to unsubscribe you from that list. In the case of this email, it is most likely going to confirm that they have a good email address with a live person on the other end of it, and then they will sell your email address to other spammers. And that is not something you want. So the only unsubscribe links you should ever click on are ones that come from a company where you have subscribed to the email initially. It's somebody that you know and expect to get email from, and you've changed your mind and want to stop getting it. Otherwise, it's a false advertisement. The unsubscribe will not do what you want it to do. Another class of email spam is called phishing, spelled with a PH. And the phishing is trying to get your personal information so that they can sell it. So the kind of emails that get people's personal information oftentimes want you to send your banking information to them, or your personal information, so that they can send you something in return, and it's a trap. The second kind of spam is called phishing, and this is the type that is attempting to get your personal data, usually by tricking you. The email will have some dire warning that your account has been suspended or has been hacked, and you need to email them your credentials so that they can restore it. And that is never legitimate. No company ever asks you to email them your personal information. A third way is also a kind of phishing that's trying to con you out of money. That's most commonly known as the Nigerian scam, where you get a letter. Let me see if I can find one here in the list. Well, here's one. It says it's from the U.S. Ambassador to Africa, and I'll be coming to your country for an official meeting, and I want to bring your funds of $10 million along with me, and I just need you to send me your name, your cell phone number, and your address, and probably some other information. But they will, in this case, it's often not just a phishing where they're looking to get your information. They want to start a conversation and get you on the hook and get you starting to send money, and they'll string you along. I mean, this has been on TV. They'll string you along as you'll keep playing. And then a final type of email is, of spam, is one that contains a link that takes you to a website, and the website is where the damage is done. The email in itself is innocuous, but it takes you to a website, and when you just enter that website, loading it will cause either a virus, a malware, or a keylogger to be installed on your computer, and your troubles start. And oftentimes, to entice you to go to those sort of websites, there are offers of either adult content or some free software or cheap or free something that you might be interested in. So, but it's all going to prey on your weaknesses or your vices or your appetites. So the best policy with spam is, if it comes to you unsolicited, if it arrives in your email box, it's probably not something you want to follow through on. Now, one of the easy ways to identify spam is by hovering your mouse over the sender's name, and you will see a pop-up with information about the sender. And this is true of just about every email program I've ever looked at, whether it's an online program like this one, which is Gmail, or Yahoo, or any of the others that any of the other free email programs. When you highlight or hover over the name, you'll see the name of the sender, and the address of the sender, something.com, ought to make sense. It ought to have some relation to the subject of the email. And many times you'll see, well, for example, in this one, I'm talking about Kaplan University earning a degree, and the address is ultraoptimistichomepagepurchase.com. I don't think there's any relationship between those two things. Another one here is T-Mobile. It says it's from T-Mobile, but the email is forcefoot.com. Not even close. Right Size Smoothie. I have no idea. Here's one that's from an operator. Here's one from another country. This is what I was trying to find. The .br says that this is from Brazil. So here you've got emails coming talking about things in the US, and yet they're coming from other countries. So some of the emails are just going to be plain spams, just trying to get you to buy something, but many of the spam emails that you receive are going to be from a completely unrelated sender to what's listed as the sender or the subject. So one of the ways that you can identify, the best way that you can identify where there's trouble, is by looking at the sender's email address. Here we go. Diabetes Miracle, no reply at something.emiliorebus.sp.gov.br. So this is a government site in Brazil that apparently has been co-opted for this purpose. Now, occasionally they'll be sophisticated enough to spoof the email address. For example, here, U.S. Department of the Treasury, it actually appears to come from treasury.gov. And when I click on that email, and fortunately Google gives me a warning, but as I read the email, so this brings us to second clue. Either when you look at the subject of the email, or when you if you look at the actual email itself, you will notice that there are spelling mistakes and very awkward grammar that would indicate it is not written by a native speaker. And there are several here that I won't go into, but this is clearly not from the U.S. Treasury, even though it appears to be by the email of the sender. So if you ever get an email from any company or a bank or anybody that you do business with that says you need to contact them and give them information, the only way that you should ever contact them is by going to their website through a separate web browser tab or window. Do not click on any links in the email. go to their website, log into your account that way, and then look for messages or call their contact information and discuss the email with them. And you will most likely find that they never contacted you and that it was spam. Here's an example of a fake notification of a problem with an account. Here it appears to be from PayPal. They've copied the logo, and the first clue that one of the clues is that there's this funky email address or sender rather than PayPal in the name. And then if you look at the address, it's paypl.com, not paypal.com. So there's a misspelling. But it looks very official, account status update, and this may be copied from an actual notification that PayPal had sent out at some point. But you have all these links that you can click: Help Center, Security Center, update your account information. It's telling you the right stuff. Log into your PayPal account as soon as possible, but it is not a safe thing to do to click the link. Now, I would not advise clicking a link on a notification like this. If you have a PayPal account and you receive an email that appears to be telling you there's a problem, you go to the website, the PayPal website, and you log into your account there. You do not follow a link in the email, and this will keep you safe. Here's an example of a scam where it's one of those, you send us a little money and we'll send you a lot. This is a letter apparently from a lottery program saying that you've won and I've won, and that my name was picked randomly from some sort of search engine, 200,000 companies and 400 million individual email addresses, and somehow my email address has been attached to a ticket number. And this lottery is a promotional program sponsored by world personalities like Bill Gates and a sultan, so to encourage the use of internet and computers worldwide, as if we needed more encouragement. So they want me to take it very seriously and contact the lottery coordinator and be very discreet. Don't keep your winning information confidential, and reply to this person and do it soon with the numbers that they've given me. And what will happen is, once they get a reply from me and I believe that I've actually won, then I'll need to send some sort of a processing fee, and then that'll get lost, or there'll be another fee, and it'll string me along as long as I'll keep sending money. So if you haven't entered a contest, you haven't won. Don't fall for this.